The mysterious sinking of a rare superyacht owned by a billionaire tech mogul dubbed the British Bill Gates shocked the world.
This morning, desperate efforts to find 6 missing people after a luxury yacht sank 160 feet down to the sea floor.
How a boat like Bayesian could have gone down so quickly. It just doesn't happen. This doesn't happen.
Now, nearly a year later, the wreckage from the Bayesian finally lifted from the depths of the Mediterranean. The questions of what happened linger on.
This is literally, it's a crime scene. People died there.
The new UK Marine Accident Report also revealing the final and frantic minutes on board the luxury yacht, like how one survivor used a smartphone light in the darkness and how some clung to cushions to stay afloat.
That whole incident caught the world's attention. It's got to be your worst nightmare as a crew and as a passenger.
The Bayesian, a 184-foot sailing yacht worth $40 million. The ship dubbed unsinkable by some, setting sail off the coast of Sicily last August, before the unthinkable happened.
It's haunting. It's terrifying. Make no mistake about it. We want to know what happened.
The epic tragedy raising questions about how those once on top of the world could end up at the bottom of the sea in 16 minutes.
There is a sort of Titanic quality about it. The thrill of human achievement, and then the devastation when it goes wrong.
It's given birth to countless conspiracy theories.
Yeah, it has.
Many wondering if there's more to the story. But Lynch's former lawyer believes it was more likely the result of a freak accident.
I've heard many that Mike was close to the intelligence communities in England and the United States, and he was warehousing secret information. Crazy stuff. I don't know how you make a tornado at sea because you want to get Mike Lynch.
What we're seeing now is a melding of technology and the creative industries.
Mike Lynch made a fortune in the tech industry.
Mike, by intelligent people, was the grandfather of AI and completely changed the world with his brilliance.
He named this boat after this mathematical approach to the world, this idea of Bayesian probability.
For the last few years, he'd faced the real possibility of dying in prison, accused of inflating the cost of his company by billions. But his against-all-odds legal victory came just weeks before a fateful voyage that changed everything.
This was a trip to celebrate this second life, as he had called it.
I think he needed a holiday. They were going on the boat.
It was a beautiful sunny day when Lynch and his wife Angela, along with their 18-year-old daughter Hannah, 9 guests, and a crew of 10, boarded the Bayesian. The trip, a celebration for Hannah, too. The young poet and literature lover was due to attend Oxford in the fall.
She was happy to be the best at something, but wanting other people to be the best in their own way and like bringing them up. She had to unabashedly have fun too, for sure.
Also on the Bayesian, a group of business moguls, high-powered attorneys and their families, including a 1-year-old baby. Chris Morvillo, Lynch's friend and a member of his legal team, had nudged his wife Netta, a jewelry designer, to go on the trip. Greg Morvillo is one of Chris Morvillo's brothers. Impact by Nightline spoke with him last year.
Chris and Netta met in law school. When we would get together, they would be sitting together, his arm would be around her, they would be holding hands.
Pictures online displaying the interior of the British-flagged vessel, the 6 luxurious suites, the crew waiting on every need. Its single aluminum mast was one of the tallest in the world, standing around 240 feet, like 25 stories in the air. The Bayesian arrived in the small fishing village of Porticello on August 18th. It was a Sunday, and a storm was brewing. Those on board that dazzling vessel were going to sleep for the night. The storm barreling through in the early morning of August 19th. A nearby restaurant captured the scene. Intense winds whipping through, creating chaos. Tracking data shows at 3:50 in the morning, the superyacht was struggling, the winds sending the ship zigzagging out of control. Now, a new report sheds light on those final moments. The UK's Marine Accident Investigation Branch releasing an interim report in May, separate from the ongoing Italian criminal investigation.
It actually sounds like it was quite terrifying.
Nick Sloan is an engineer and salvage master who helped lift the Italian cruise ship Costa Concordia, which sunk in 2012, killing 32 people.
The interim report reflects what they've investigated so far. They've got statements from the crew, from the captain, the chief engineer, chief officer, the stewards, and the survivors.
At 3:55 a.m., a deckhand closed hatches and windows to protect from the rain. Around 4 a.m., with the Bayesian dragging its anchor, a deckhand woke the skipper, also known as the captain.
The captain's up in the wheelhouse in the flying bridge. The chief engineer's got the generators going, the hydraulics for the steering motors and the controllable pitch propellers. The crew have been summoned.
By 4:06, the wind suddenly picked up to more than 80 miles an hour. The boat violently heeled over 90 degrees in less than 15 seconds. The superyacht began to take on water.
Yeah, that's when things went really wrong very quickly. So some of the passengers climbed up the drawers in the closets to get up. The chief officer was actually flushed down into the lower saloon and was in an air pocket.
The captain telling those present to abandon ship as the vessel was sinking. In the water, chaos. Among those who scrambled out alive, 9 crew members and 6 passengers. According to the report, survivors made sure the baby had a cushion as a flotation device, while some were treading water and others held on to some cushions. One guest was using the torch from their phone to search the water for other survivors. Karsten Bonner was captaining a nearby sailing yacht, the Sir Robert Baden-Powell.
We noticed weather coming, and when it appeared, we started our engine to keep the ship in position, and we had the other yacht behind us. And a moment later, she was gone.
This image from CCTV showing the mast's lights disappearing in the storm. Within 16 minutes of being struck by what investigators believe were sudden hurricane-force winds, the Bayesian was gone. 7 lives lost, including Mike and Hannah Lynch, as well as Chris and Netta Morvillo.
I held it together on the phone and then got off the phone, probably burst into tears.
The report also raising questions about how much wind the superyacht could sustain, noting these vulnerabilities were also unknown to either the owner or the crew of Bayesian. Investigators hope the wreckage, raised 165 feet from the seabed, will offer more clues as to what unfolded.
I'll go through it very, very carefully, from the bow all the way to the stern, and actually tick off all these boxes of what could have caused it.
The recovery of the Bayesian challenging and at times dangerous. On May 9th, a 39-year-old Dutch specialist diver died while cutting part of the boom, fused to the mast. Today, the once gleaming superyacht, now covered in muck and algae, resting in a Sicilian port, its famed mast still underwater. Greg Morvillo telling ABC that his family hopes for no more losses associated with the vessel and that they anxiously await the ultimate conclusion of the investigation.
I think about the last few moments for them on the ship all the time. It's haunting. It's terrifying.
For more on this story, including exclusive interviews, watch Impact by Nightline's Gone in 16 Minutes, Sinking of the Superyacht, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.